Poverty has existed for as long as humanity itself. But what if I told you it's not just a condition, it's a disease? A disease that infects not only the body, but the mind and the spirit. A disease that steals dignity, crushes dreams, and traps generations in a cycle of despair. But like any disease, poverty has a cure. This book is more than words on a page, it's a call to action, a roadmap for change, a blueprint for healing.
Poverty thrives in systems built on greed and neglect. But I know it can be dismantled. This book is about more than just identifying the problem. It's about unlocking the solutions.
A world without poverty is possible, but it starts with a shift in how we think, how we act, and how we fight.
The cure is within us. The question is, will you be part of the solution?
Poverty is a disease that can be cured. The cure begins with you.
Poverty is more than the absence of wealth. It is a condition that seeps into the soul of communities, leaving scars on the human spirit. But what if I told you poverty is not permanent? What if I told you that poverty is a disease, and like any disease, it can be cured?
For too long, we've treated poverty as an unchangeable reality. We've given charity when what's needed is change. We've offered sympathy when what's required is strategy. But now, it's time for something different. It's time for empowerment.
This book, Poverty is a Disease That Can Be Cured, is a call to action. A roadmap for transformation, a prescription for hope. It is a journey that blends economic empowerment with spiritual renewal, breaking the chains that hold individuals, families, and entire communities in cycles of despair.
Poverty is not just about money. It's about mindset. It's about access. It's about healing. And healing requires more than a bandage. It requires a cure that restores dignity, a cure that rebuilds confidence, a cure that provides real solutions for lasting change.
This is about more than just survival. It's about thriving. It's about restoring hope where hope has been lost. It's about moving from poverty to prosperity, not just financially, but in spirit, in opportunity, in community.
This book is for anyone who believes in transformation. It's for leaders, for families, for visionaries, for those who refuse to accept poverty as destiny. It's for you.
Together, we can heal the wounds of poverty. Together, we can break the cycle. Together, we can create a world where poverty no longer defines millions of lives.
Let's build a legacy of abundance, opportunity, and hope. Join me in this mission. Let's cure poverty together.
Poverty is a disease that can be cured. Available now on Amazon.com or Kindle. Contact the author at mccolds49@icloud.com.
Poverty is a disease that can be cured. It's not just about the lack of money. It's about the brokenness of spirit, the loss of direction. But with the right mindset and belief, transformation is not only possible, but necessary. People often assume that faith was my anchor, and maybe in some ways it was, but faith takes many forms. It's not always religious. Sometimes it's faith in resilience, faith in the unseen possibilities that lie ahead. Poverty is more than a lack of money. It's a brokenness of spirit, a loss of direction. But let me tell you this, poverty is a disease that can be cured. And the cure starts with a shift in mindset, a belief that transformation is not only possible, but necessary.
Mark, why do you start with the heart when discussing poverty? Isn't poverty primarily an economic issue?
It's true that poverty has economic roots, but the real battle begins in the heart. When the heart is broken, decisions feel impossible. Hope feels distant. We must heal the heart before we can rebuild lives. Because when the heart is whole, the mind can strategize and the spirit can fight for change.
You often mention faith, but not in a strictly religious sense. What role does faith play in overcoming poverty?
Faith is essential. Faith in God is first with me, but faith is also about believing in what isn't yet visible. Poverty steals our ability to dream. It convinces us that survival is all there is. But faith, whether in God, in oneself, or in humanity, is what allows us to see beyond our circumstances and work toward transformation.
You've talked about searching for an anchor. What does that mean in the context of poverty?
An anchor is what keeps you steady when life's storms rage. Poverty is a storm. It shakes your identity, your hope, your will. But an anchor keeps you from drifting. That anchor might be faith, community, or self-awareness. Without it, it's easy to be swept away.
You describe the heart as both vulnerable and strong. How does that duality affect transformation?
The heart's vulnerability allows us to connect, to feel, to hope. But it's also strong. It can heal, adapt, and rebuild after being broken. Poverty preys on vulnerability, but that same heart can fuel the determination to rise above it. Embracing both strength and fragility is the key to lasting change.
Mark, you've developed the National Entrepreneurial Loan Program, or NELP. How does it address the challenges faced by entrepreneurs in underserved communities?
NELP is designed to create real economic solutions. It provides low-interest loans, technical support, and mentorship to ensure entrepreneurs don't just start businesses, but sustain them. We focus on industries that drive community growth: clean energy, healthcare, technology, construction, and vocational trades.
What's the ultimate vision for NELP, and how do you see it transforming communities?
The vision is simple: to turn economic stagnation into opportunity, to equip individuals with the tools they need to thrive, to create a system where no one is left behind, whether it's a tech startup, a trade business, or a construction company, we're redefining entrepreneurship as a pathway to both personal and national economic renewal. Poverty is not inevitable. It is a disease, but it has a cure. That cure begins with knowledge, with empowerment, with opportunity. Poverty is a disease that can be cured. It's more than a book. It's a movement. It's time to rebuild, restore, and reclaim our future. Join me in this fight. Read the book. Spread the message. Be part of the change. Poverty is a disease that can be cured is a clarion call to recognize and address one of the most insidious afflictions facing humanity. Poverty is not merely a lack of material resources. It is a pervasive condition that can infiltrate every aspect of life. Like a disease, poverty can affect anyone, regardless of race, creed, or color, and its impact is devastating. It spares no one, leaving individuals in deserts of unfulfilled aspirations and communities trapped in cycles of hopelessness. This disease isolates, desensitizes, and stigmatizes, driving survival instincts to extremes and stripping away dignity. Its symptoms are visible in every corner of society. First is economic stagnation, where opportunities are scarce and progress is halted. Second exposes emotional desperation, as the weight of hopelessness crushes the human spirit. Third denotes mass incarceration, often criminalizing the poor rather than addressing systemic failures. Fourth unveils mental depression, robbing individuals of peace and purpose. Fifth comes physical disease manifestation, as poor health becomes both a cause and consequence of poverty. Sixth uncovers political exclusion, marginalizing voices and silencing cries for justice. And seventh reveals social deprivation, breaking the bonds of community and solidarity. What causes this wretched disease? The answer is both spiritual and practical. King Solomon, in Proverbs 6-16-19, identified behaviors and attitudes that God finds abhorrent, behaviors that serve as root causes of poverty's spread. Pride fosters greed and disdain for the vulnerable. Deceit enables corruption and injustice. Violence and oppression perpetuate systemic inequities. Wicked imaginations devise exploitative systems. Mischief disrupts societal stability. Falsehood propagates stigma and misinformation. Discord fractures communities, leaving them powerless to resist poverty's grip. This book explores these roots and their devastating symptoms, offering both spiritual insights and actionable solutions. Poverty can be eradicated, but it requires a collective commitment to transformation. Through humility, integrity, justice, and unity, as you journey through these pages, you will find a call to action, to see poverty not as an inevitable condition, but as a curable disease. With understanding, faith, and determination, we can heal our communities and create a world where every individual has the opportunity to thrive.
This work, Poverty is a Disease That Can Be Cured, is not presented as an ultimate solution, but as a heartfelt appeal to the consciousness of humanity. It is a call to those whose spirits are stirred by the suffering of others, who yearn for healing, to touch the lives of individuals and communities burdened by the weight of poverty. It is a beacon of hope, a plea for action, and a testament to the belief that transformation is possible, not merely in theory, but in the lived reality of those ready to engage.
Poverty is not just a lack of financial resources. It is a condition that erodes self-worth, stifles dreams, and perpetuates despair. Like a disease, it spreads insidiously, leaving individuals in deserts of unfulfilled aspirations and communities trapped in cycles of hopelessness. It thrives on neglect and is fueled by systems that often fail to prioritize equity and compassion. But just as diseases can be studied, understood, and treated, so too can poverty, if we are willing to confront it head-on. The solutions outlined in this book are not merely theoretical constructs, they are calls to action. Each idea, strategy, and insight presented here serves as a piece of the puzzle, a step toward creating economic structures and spiritual frameworks that empower and uplift. Yet these solutions require more than intellectual acknowledgement, they demand active participation. No one is too insignificant to contribute. Every voice, every effort, and every heart committed to change is a part of the cure.
Imagine a world where poverty is no longer viewed as an unavoidable reality, but as a challenge we can collectively overcome. Picture communities where individuals' potential is not stifled by lack, but is nurtured and celebrated. This vision is not a utopian dream. It is a possibility that lies within our grasp if we choose to rise together. The elimination of poverty begins with a shift in perspective, a willingness to see beyond the surface and address the root causes that perpetuate this condition. Each section of this work contains solutions. However, sections 2 through 5 deliver doable models to serve as paragons of action, awaiting immediate application and implementation.
This volume seeks to serve as a channel, inviting fresh ideas, innovative approaches, and courageous actions. It is a clarion call to recognize that poverty, like any affliction, requires a multifaceted remedy, one that encompasses humility, integrity, justice, and unity. These virtues are not just ideals to be admired, they are imperatives to be enacted. They form the foundation upon which sustainable solutions are built.
To those who read these words, let them be a spark that ignites within you a passion for change. Let them remind you that transformation begins with a single step, a single choice to engage. Whether you are an educator, a policymaker, an entrepreneur, or a concerned citizen, your role is indispensable. The tapestry of change is woven through countless threads, each contributing to the strength and beauty of the whole.
Poverty's eradication demands more than temporary fixes. It calls for enduring commitment. It requires systems that prioritize people over profit, structures that honor human dignity, and communities that nurture collective well-being. It calls for an unwavering belief in the inherent worth of every individual and the understanding that prosperity is not a finite resource, but a shared destiny. As we close this journey together, let us not linger as sideline observers. Let us rise as active participants, co-creators of solutions that heal and transform. The task is monumental, but so is the capacity of the human spirit. Let us dare to believe in the possibility of a world free from poverty, and let us work tirelessly to make it so.
The cure for poverty is within us. It resides in our willingness to see, to care, and to act. It is found in the choices we make and the love we extend. Together we can write a new narrative, one of hope, healing, and lasting change. Let this be our legacy. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11.
Along with a world that has trapped too many in the clutches of poverty, I await your voice, your ideas, and your actions with participatory eagerness. Let us move forward together, inspired by the promise that God has plans to prosper us and not to harm us, plans to give us hope and a future. The mission of this undertaking is to bring a message of hope and divine purpose, aligning with a call to action with a powerful spiritual principle to integrate into your life, your community, and the whole of society.